Yo guys, what is up? With here with another prize picks and match prediction video on the channel, and on this video I'm going to cover the Copa America matchups that we have for July 1st, in which we have Bolivia versus Panama, and then also we have USA versus Uruguay. So obviously the more profile game we're going to see here is Bolivia versus Panama, and we see Panama at a minus 160. Understandably so, Panama was able to get a win over USA, although USA had one less man, and then Panama was able to even score against Uruguay. So I think that's very telling that they are a good team. Maybe they're not a team that's going to go all the way and win the cup, but they are a competent team that can score. And then Bolivia being probably the worst team maybe in the whole tournament. I see Panama easily winning this game. For the same reason that Panama has to win to qualify. And everything's in Panama's favor because USA has to go up against Uruguay, Uruguay is one of the best teams we've seen so far, as opposed to other teams like, comparing to teams to like Brazil, Argentina, and Colombia. Probably those are the top four teams we've seen so far. But let's go ahead and get into it. So Panama has to win to qualify, and I definitely see them winning this one minus 160. I think it's a good value right there. Minus 160 are good odds for Panama to win. Obviously, they're predicting to be maybe a close game because it's not a heavy favorite. But Panama has good players that can beat Bolivia. Bolivia is just not good at all. So I think Panama to win this game is understandably so. And then USA versus Uruguay is an interesting one because Uruguay, mathematically, they are not qualified yet. But the thing that would need to happen, it's almost impossible because the math is so, mathematically, it's almost impossible, like the percentage, because Uruguay would have to lose and then they would have to get their goal difference completely erased, which they have like a, maybe, I think it's like I believe like a 6 or 7 goal difference. So Uruguay would have to lose by like 5 or like six goals, I think, which is not going to happen against USA. Not to say that USA might not win the game, but so that's what makes it interesting. So Uruguay is not completely mathematically qualified, so they don't have to win to qualify. They just don't have to lose by more than like 6 goals is what's happened, which is not going to happen here. But like I said, so USA has to win to qualify as well. I know it's going to be a very tough matchup for USA, and I think we were all predicting USA to qualify in second place for this group, but with that game against Panama, in which USA got a red card early on, left them with one less man, I think it really hurt USA. I think USA could have probably pulled off the win in that matchup, and I just don't think that USA is going to win by. I still believe USA can win, and because Uruguay, although it's very hard for them to be disqualified, they don't have to put in their best players, and it's kind of been reported. I was looking at some of the team news, predicted lineups. Uruguay might rest some players, but I think overall what I'm seeing is Uruguay might rest 1 or 2 players. I think their core is going to stay the same, and I think Uruguay is going to stay strong or start strong. I think Uruguay's looking at a game at halftime where it's too close. It is too, there's too much contact. There's too much tension between both teams. Like both teams are playing hard. I think Uruguay, the coach, might get some players out at halftime just to not risk them because they don't have to lose. They don't have to win this game, and they might not want to risk injury to any other key players like Valverde, Nunez. Who was the other guy? The other guy, Araujo, I think, the attacker that plays for Toluca, and then some other defenders as well. So I see Uruguay starting strong, and I gotta be honest with you guys. I think this might be a draw, in my opinion. USA, even if Uruguay doesn't play the starters, many of the starters, I think Uruguay is still a super strong team. I think USC is going to come out strong though, but I'm really seeing this as a draw right here. But that's just my opinion. I think USA are good enough to draw. I don't know if they're good enough to beat in Uruguay at full power. Maybe if Uruguay, like I said, doesn't play their best team, I think they could still draw. But with that, I leave you guys those predictions. We're gonna go ahead and see the prize picks, and right here we're gonna see a few for a few teams that I don't really want to look at much, like Panama and Bolivia, since Panama has had two different starting strikers, so I don't know who's gonna start tomorrow. The one that I do like is Cordova, the defender, who I see he has started both games against Uruguay and United States. Against Uruguay, he had 41. Against United States, he had 69. I think these stats are a little bit misleading, and I would definitely take the under here. So United States played without one of their players, obviously with a red card, and Cordova barely got to 69, which is only 4 over 65.5. So I kind of like the under on this one, although Bolivia is a bad team. But that understandably so, that United States couldn't dominate possession of the ball because they had one less man, and Cordova only got to 69. So I like the under on this one for him. And then for Bolivia, like I said, we don't see too many for them. I don't want to look at too many for them because it's kind of hard to predict. With teams that are kind of not in the limelight, not very good. So 42.5 is a line for this guy. Sagredo was a defender. Against United States, he had 38. Uruguay 45. I think this one he's gonna have the under. Like I said, Panama is really gonna come out strong and try to destroy Bolivia in order to advance. So I like the under on this one for him. And with that, I'm gonna go out to the juicy picks that we're gonna see. So USA. Oh, that's not how we're gonna spell it. United. There you go. So obviously start off with the main man, Christian Pulisic. 2.0 is the line for him. Against Panama, he had 0. They had one less man. They were like climbing. They were running uphill that whole game with one less man. So 2.0 shots is the line. But I do like the over on this one. I know I've said it before. I hate the 2.0, the flat, 2.0, 1.0 lines. But Christian Pulisic, I think he's going to come out with a chip on his shoulder. The whole team, USA, I think he's going to come out with a chip on his shoulder and try to, make a good game out of this. So I really like the over on 2.0 shots for him. And then Horvath, still slated to start. 2.5 saves is the line against Panama. I do like the over on this one. I think Uruguay, like I said, they're still good enough to get enough quality shots in. Still good enough to beat USA. I like the over on him. I think Uruguay is still going to have a multitude of shots, especially if they start someone like Nunez, who has so many shots and has scored plenty in this tournament. I think that's a nice one to get over. 2.5 goalie saves for him. Now, let's go ahead and see Joe Scally. 41.5 passes attempted. Against Bolivia, he had 51. Panama 17. Again, those stats are a little bit misleading. USA with one less man. Obviously, all USA is going to have less touches and less passes overall. So 41.5 is the line. This one's a little bit tough, but I do like the under on this one. Uruguay is too strong for him to get over. For USA to completely dominate the ball, I don't see that happening. So Joe Scally, 41.5 is on the under, is what I'm liking right there. And then Tim Ream, 55.5 passes attempted. He only had 69 against Bolivia. And that's probably against the worst team in the whole tournament. So I expect them to get less in this game on 55.5 passes attempted. Uruguay, like I keep saying, strong team. I don't see USA completely dominating possession of the ball. So I really like the under on this one for him as well. And then finally, Uruguay. We go Darwin Nunez. So again, a lot of these depend on who starts for Uruguay. I know USA is going to start their starters. I don't know that that Uruguay will. But up to right now, Darwin Nunez has scored a goal in each match. And if he starts, I do like him to score again. I think he's in a nice little streak. But I think it is also tough because I think USA is going to play tough as well. that, like I said, I don't know who's gonna start for Uruguay yet. Like I said, my prediction is that Uruguay might start strong with their players or most of their players, maybe one or two changes. Um, but like I said, if he starts and he plays a full game, I see him play. I think that's the only problem, that I don't see him just playing the whole game, which kind of makes me kind of want to backtrack on this one. But I don't know. We'll see what happens with this one. It's not one that I'm loving at the moment. I don't know. A lot of people are taking that one. And then Federico Valverde, 47.5 passes, arguably their best midfielder. Even across Real Madrid, he's met this line in every single game. Against Panama, he only had 48, barely. Bolivia had 54. But I am gonna go out on a little limb here and say he might get the under. I feel like he'll maybe start, and if he does start, he might get subbed in at halftime or sometime in the second half. So I like the under on him for 47.5 passes attempted. And then we see a few more here that I want to see. Ronald Araujo, 50.5 passes attempted. The Barcelona man against Panama, he had 31. Bolivia 74. 50.5 is the line. I also like the under on this one. Like I said, I think USA is gonna make a good game out of this. That they'll win, I don't know, but I think Uruguay and USA are really gonna go at it in this matchup. I think that USA will do enough for some of these players to not get the over on their passes attempted lines like him. So I like the under on Ronald Araujo for him. And then last but not least, Sergio Roche. He had two saves against Panama, one save against Bolivia. I really like the over on this one. Like I said, I think USA is going to come out with chip in their shoulder, going to try to win this game, get a lot of shots in, between Pulisic, Gio Reyna, Weston McKennie. So I like the over on this one. I think this game might go down to the wire with USA. I think it's going to be close all game, and I think in my prediction, like towards the last 10 minutes, I think USA is going to go all out and try to score. So I think he's definitely going to get over this line. Especially, like I said, keep an eye on those last 15 and 10 minutes. I feel like when, like in my opinion, I think it's going to be a draw for most of the match. And I feel like those last 10, 15 minutes, USA is going to throw everything at Uruguay trying to get a goal. And I think that's when we'll definitely see this line go over on 3.0 saves. And with that, I'll leave you guys this video. This is the Copa America matchups for July 1st. Like, comment, subscribe. Go see the Euro Cup video that I did as well with France versus Belgium and Portugal versus Slovenia. And let me know which props you guys are liking. Keep commenting. Those are all great feedback for what I'm doing. So yeah, I hope you guys like these, and I'll see you guys later.